There we go. There we all go. Well, hello and welcome to another live stream. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're doing something different every day, it would appear with these. And you can see below, we are going to look at some terrain. Now, one of the things that we wargamers often don't focus on is terrain. Now, that's a bit of a mistake, I think, because it is the part of the battlefield that is going to be on the battlefield for the longest, far longer than your units, particularly if I'm commanding them, that's for sure. So, hello, Gruesome. So, I'm going to use my mighty muscles to move those magazines over there. Blimey, they were heavy. And what I'm going to do today is I've messed up. So, this is a bit of a repair job on some terrain pieces I've done for my a Napoleonic project that people are going to see after the break. So they're going to see in the not too distant future, actually. So that's something people to get excited about and look forward to, or not, as the case may be. I was going to do some World War II, but then I thought, no, this needs doing, so I can get this done. We can crack on. Now, I'm not going to tell people what this is for. This is for a specific... It is Napoleonic. I want people to see if they know the specific scenario that I'm doing these for. They consist of 4 cemetery pieces. These were these were genuinely researched because I went to Highgate Cemetery and researched some of these. So there you go. But as you can see, the brown I've sprayed them. I used trench brown from Colour Forge, which is a very good brown, but it's a little bit too light for what I want. I want to be a more of a dark loam, shall we say. What I'm going to do is I've popped that on there. Ooh, blimey. And is this acrylic or is it oil? Yep, no, it is acrylic. And I'm going to do a wash, which is hopefully going to tone this down. That's what this is here. This is my little tub. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in the tub. Look at that. Almost could have been made to fit. Well, fortunately, I had to eat all of the Belgian chocolates first. So what an absolute horror show that was. But the idea here is that goes on there somehow like that, I think. So I'm just going to wash over this. It's not going to take my entire brain. Even for me, I think I can manage this. So hopefully we can have a good chatteroo in the chat. Now, I should say I'm not going to be live streaming next week or the week after. I've got some family stuff that needs taking care of. Nothing too major. Don't worry about that. It's just going to require my time in the upcoming Wednesdays. That's all. So I'm not sure about Bank Holiday Monday. I might do a live stream. I'm not 100% sure yet. So keep an eye out on the channel. If you're not subscribed, then please do. And hopefully we will... I'll be able to let you know if I am indeed going to do a live stream. So, sorry, one of the reasons I'm stalling here is I'm just mixing up my wash, which is a little bit too watery, I think. And I'm just trying to get the stream up on my laptop so I can read the comments easier. Let's have a look. Here we go. I've probably put too much in now, haven't I? Ah, dear. So I've already said hello to Gruesome Dread. I'm going to say hello again. Hello again, Gruesome Dread. Nice to see you, buddy. Pickled Blowfish. Howdy ho. Thomas McConaughey just popped my hello. Saying, okay, fair enough. Doing a game a little bit. 1803 Rebellion. Oh, okay, that's cool. Robert Emmet and the Irish Patriots facing the British Army. Okay, that sounds interesting. I don't really know much about the Irish Rebellion of Wolfe Tone. Now, I know that was earlier, so is this a different one, or is it a continuation of that one? So let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit watery, but I don't want it to be far too... It's watery, but it's also black as well. So it's the exact opposite of what I wanted. So that's fine. I'll add a little bit more pure water to it. Now, this was sealed quite some time ago, so it should be able to take the wash reasonably well without all the sand coming off. What I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to paint it all with the black, and then I'm going to wash the brush and then come back in and get rid of most of the black. So let's see if this works. It may not do. It's a bit of an experiment. This is just a cheap acrylic paint that I've bought, and it's actually a lot more got a lot more pigment in it than I thought it would. So I've rather goosed myself there. Andrew Bizzle, it's nice to have you here, buddy. It's good to have you here as well. Let's get rid of that. Still not figured on a waiting page and a notify page yet. No, absolutely not. Hello, Paul. Just finished my 4th Russian £6 yesterday. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Belgian chocolates. No, these weren't from Waterloo, actually. No, they're from Marks and Spencer's. But I did buy some chocolate from Waterloo. And it amazingly did last till I got home, but not much after that. This is an absolute disaster, isn't it? I have messed up right royally here. I wanted it to be dark earth rather than the brown. That is true, and it certainly is that. But this is not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a nice thin wash that would bring out the brown, as it were. And oh no, this is horrible. This is an absolute disaster show. Tim. This is why I did it on this one first, because this is quite a large flat one. So I wasn't going to be getting in there and causing a nightmare. Now, as I've started, I might as well finish it, hadn't I? But no. This has turned out horribly. Even that's too much. Oh, no. Tim, my boy, what have you done? What have you done indeed? What I will do with this, though, I've already got the plan to make it better in my mind. Is I'll then give this some light sprays, some zenithal highlights, as it were. There you go, Paul. You can get excited about that now. Of the brown, and that will hopefully lighten up the higher areas while keeping the black down below. That is an absolute disaster. Good Lord alive. I'm sure it'll turn out all right in the end. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, this is a horror show. But that's okay. That's okay. I've also reactivated the PVA glue there as well, so that's okay though, because I will be putting flock over it. Give the guys at Plastic Cracker yell. Well, to be honest, one of the reasons, David, is I get in from work about usually 15 to 20 minutes before I'm due to go live. So one of the reasons is I don't really have time. I come in, I have to get all my stuff together. Now, what I should do really, if I was sensible, is get stuff ready the night before, shouldn't I? But where's the fun in that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this water in here, because there's a lid on this one. I think we can give that up as a bad idea, guys. You know, you got to try these things to see if they work. That one didn't, and that's fair enough. Luckily, I've got plenty to be getting along with while we're up here. So, right. So yes, as I was saying, there'll be no live streams until the channel is back in its full glory in September. I'll just quickly show you the train bits I've done. So that was the first piece. This is the second piece with a nice cool little statue and some gravestones there. And then I've got that's absolutely, David. Look, you know, I don't claim to be an expert, and it's clear to see why that is. Then these two here, I've got some mausoleums. There we go. So they're on there. Now, these bases are from Big Red Bat bases. I've become slightly obsessed with them in recent times. And then the last one, just over here, is just some gravestones on a hill. And that's that one there. And these are, of course, for the silver bayonets. Now, I'm hoping to do a silver bayonet campaign in time for Halloween. And hopefully that'll be something that we do towards the end of October. So you hear that first here. These are for the first scenario from Castle Fear. So that is where you are in the Carpathians. Yeah, there you go. Sims Academy is on hold. Well, you know what, mate? I've done more terrain in that last 15 minutes than Mel the Terrain Tutor has in the last 5 years. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. It's a real shame about Mel the Terrain Tutor. He was really, really good. So that was harsh. But yeah, poor old Mel. Yes, no, the masterclass is definitely on hiatus for now, I think. But hopefully when you see them in the battle report, they will be much, much better and actually look not terrible. So, not very Napoleonic-y. What, the silver bayonet? I disagree, sir. Is this modern art? Yeah, no, it's it was slightly worse than modern art, I'm afraid. Mel is a legend. No, he absolutely is. Yeah, no, I feel a bit bad about that, but yeah, no, it's a shame that he's obviously going through quite a lot of different things and things like that. So, joking aside, lots of love to Mel, and I hope he gets back on track to where he wants to be in the not too distant future. So, right now, it's a great situation. Yeah, very good. So these you can see are Les Ourses Noirs, as the French would say. I'm fairly sure Le Ours is French for horse, or I guess Le Grub would be the other thing as well, Le Food. So these are all black horses. These are for the blues. Now, we've done over many weeks. We've got the lifeguards done. I'm looking at them over here. They're looking pretty sweet. Although I still need to do the officer's head. And I last minute decided I was going to do a casualty in the front rank. So he needs painting as well. So that's why we are going off the reservation. We're going off them. I think is this the guy for the? Is that the dude for the wounded horse? If Clive's in the chat, he'll know. Does he come off there? Ah, I'm collapsing. Yeah, he could do, couldn't he? Yeah, he could go on there. He's got no hand. That's due to my awesome printing skills. So I might need to find him a hand from somewhere as well. Give him a hand. Hey. So it's not him. It's not him either because he's the same model. So yeah, I think that might be him or possibly not. But he obviously needs a head and a hand. So the Dobbin or the main course. Yeah, absolutely. Bacchus TTT are perfect to paint. Entire towns in about 3 mil. Yes, no, we spoke about it last week, didn't we? And you know what? I did check them out. I was looking at them on my on the computer, and they are pretty cool, actually. I've also been looking at. Let me know if you guys have used these for anything, like the Hex battlefields that Callistra do. I've been looking at those as well. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Now, I'm just looking at these. The white on these guys needs doing. So, yeah, let's crack on with that. So, it's either that or we build a Cobra gunship. I'll tell you what, let's do some white straps because it's always the most tedious part, and I like having some company while I'm doing it. Let me select a brush. You will do, sir. Now, I did bring up some white paint in advance because it's because it's always good to have a backup, particularly when you're me. So we are good to go. I foresaw this, so that's really a win in my book. And we're going to crack on with the blues. Now, I actually bought 2 boxes of the Household Cavalry from Victrix because I forgot that I'd already bought one. So that's why I bought the second box. And so I've done one as a lifeguard. The other one's going to be the blues. So I'm not actually that upset that I bought a second box. I say I forgot I bought one. I couldn't remember if I had. I thought I had, but I wasn't 100% sure. And I thought, well, you know what? If I do get a second one, it's not the end of the world because I can paint them as the blues. So that's what we're going to do. And in fact, some of you will be thrilled to hear that I've just been doing some research about the blues because I am researching 1813 in the Peninsula for the Brunswicker video. So there you go. So the blues have finally entered the chat, and they are going to be fighting alongside our black-clad brethren. Oh, I should also warn you as well. There's a lot of warnings going out today. The camera, I said it hadn't been charging up very well. Well, it absolutely hasn't, and it may run out. So hopefully, there'll be enough to see us to the end. But just in case it does, in case it quickly it just disappears, then either the police have caught up to me for some naughty tweets that I've been sending, or the batteries run out. The Mel's clump foliage recipe, foliage, is your go-to. Yeah, no, he's so good. I mean, he is really good when he puts his mind to it. I remember after shouting in your ear, bless him. Clistra, he's great, but you never quite lose the hexes. Yeah, that's the thing that slightly puts me off. I'm not gonna lie. Now for some reason, I've been thinking about 10mm World War One recently, and the idea of hexes for that, and doing it as a hex game, so almost like Rommel, if you've played that game from Sam Mustafa. But first of all, a 1914 version. And the idea really would be to coordinate infantry and mainly artillery, but also cavalry as well. It's still in the planning stages, shall we say. Are the figures charged better than the yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I desperately need to get a new one. It's coming up to it's been quite an expensive summer actually, so hopefully that's going to be out of the way soon, and we're going to be able to invest some more in the channel. So sorry, I've got this this thing here that's got the paint on it, so I'm just trying to move it to a place where it's easy to get to. This is Warlord's matte white. It's a little bit thin actually. I've just given it a bit more of a shake. It's a little thinner than the Vallejo one. Some of you will know I am a bit of a Games Workshop fanboy when it comes to the paints, and not because I think they're good, but just because that's what I'm used to using. And obviously working for Workshop, I've got quite a big selection of them. But their whites are absolutely atrocious. I mean, like unusually bad. So I tend to use Vallejo white if I can. If anyone knows any better ones out there, then let me know. So as I've said before, when doing the straps like this is one of the things that people find very daunting about doing Napoleonic figures, is the fine small details like this. Victrix in particular are the later Victrix I should say, are very good for this because they are quite pronounced. So these straps, I'm just letting the brush find the raised area, and they're almost painting themselves at this point. So that's quite nice. Let me just go back up here. You can see I've missed a bit of blue between these two straps there, so that's not the end of the world. I'm going to go back over them with the blue at some point anyway. But certainly coming back from Waterloo, what really was keen to get the Guard Cavalry Brigade finished. Having walked the ground where they charged was pretty impressive, I have to say. I mean, it doesn't look like it's changed much. Obviously, the Duke of Wellington, I believe that it had, but you can look at the terrain and in your own mind you can see, oh yeah, but that's what it looked like at the time. And you can say, oh, well, the slope was steeper, or it wasn't as steep, or whatever. But I mean, that's when you're there. That's not really the important part. I think Sam is doing something similar to Tony Sulu. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I must confess with Rommel, I watched one play test of it at the club, and then I had a very brief role in a second game of it after. So my first game after it was published, and I have to say I really enjoyed it. I don't have any 1/300th World War II, and I didn't want to get into it because I have got 50mm World War II coming out of my earballs, so I didn't want to get into a new scale for it. Particularly at GHQ prices. I mean, if I'm buying GHQ, I don't mind buying modern or Cold War, but World War II Russian Army in GHQ is it's a lot. Well, I've said that Cold War Russian Army in GHQ is a lot of money as well, to be fair. But I mean, I had enough for one, so I went for the Cold War instead. You got rid of them all, and AK Interactive are my workhorses. Well, it's interesting you should say that, because I was on the Warlord Games website earlier on, and they've just brought out like sets of 3 AK Interactive paints. So I was looking at the US one because I've got a US Army for bolt action, and it's like olive green, khaki drill, and US olive drab, I think. And yeah, there's Africa Corps, there's German also, and they're all sold out. So they're clearly very popular. So thank you, Michael. Yeah, that was that was what I was hoping to get across, because it's to be honest, even I find it difficult to get it sometimes. And also, I'm aware that Waterloo is a pretty straightforward battle, and even I struggle to put things in the right place. Someone who was of like massive use actually was General Dan. His eye for the specific details for things like that was really helpful. So maybe when Putin winds his neck in, we can do Borodino. Maybe that's the one I'd love to go to. Because I can't imagine it's changed that much. I'm not sure. I know. Well, having said that, I've been watching Redcoat History. They've been going to some of the Peninsula battles recently, and those videos are very good if you get a chance. It absolutely is, David. It absolutely. Well, so the caveat I have to put on this is there's been 200 years of farming since, so that may have changed the contours of the area. But if we take, and of course they scraped off a lot of earth to make the Lion Mound, but that was mostly on the western side of the Charleroi Road. So if you're on the eastern side, which is more rolling, yes, it really, like the dips and things like that, you could not just with infantry, you could very easily lose a cavalryman in the dips and things like that. It's far more uneven than you would think, and that's before you get to the cabbage field, which is particularly uneven. But no, yeah. Well, one of the things is, you look on your wargaming table, and everything's nice and flat. It's like a pool table. But no, it's not like that at all. You really could. I mean, if you've not seen the videos, if you only want to watch something for that for that perspective, watch day 2, because that's where we go on the eastern side of the battlefield. We go down to Papillote Farm, and you're almost in a different world when you go to Papillote. It's so I mean, you can't see anything. You're in a dip that yeah. I mean, you can't see anything of the ridge at all. And then when you loop round to where Napoleon's headquarters was, the road or track or whatever you want to call it that the old guard advanced up, it does actually give them quite a lot of shelter from fire and view as well. So it's if you've not watched both videos, I mean, obviously I would suggest you watch them both. But if you're pushed for time, or you just don't think you're that bothered, which is fair enough, then give day 2 a go, because particularly the beginning of day 2, because that's when we talk about the Erlon's Corps and how it would have actually been quite easy for the Lancers to have not been visible to the Union Brigade, and for the Union Brigade to have crashed into D'Erlon's Corps without them having sufficient time to prepare. Yes, I mean, American, it's the old altar of freedom, isn't it? They see the battlefield as. To be honest, Waterloo wasn't bad. It was only really the old Silly Billy's dad that caused the Lion Mound to be made. I would say if you are going to go to a Napoleonic battlefield for an experience of what it was like at the time, I'd say Waterloo is probably one of the better ones. Having been, I mean, obviously I live in England. I've been to a lot of battlefields. Probably the best one in this country is Hastings, like the Battle of Hastings, or which is actually at Battle. And second to that, probably Bosworth, although Bosworth is not where they think the battlefield is now. So, but Bosworth was pretty cool. Does anyone make a decent model of Raevsky in 28mm? Not that I have seen, Zukov. Not that I have seen. I need to be very careful when I say no, because I said no one made a... it was what? I can't remember who it was now, and he was absolutely awesome. They made a model of him. But no, not that I've seen. There are better ones than Waterloo. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you're going to lay it on me. Yeah, I mean, with Raevsky, if you can get a model of Wolverine, then just like replace a Russian officer's head with his, because he really reminds me of Hugh Jackman. Maybe not as Wolverine now. I think his haircut's a bit different. So, when it comes to preserved and their works, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's you'll have ones that, I mean, yeah, even something like I mean, well, yeah, I mean, worse wise, there'll be ones that were in towns and things like that, I suppose. But I don't know, in my head, Borodino is going to be quite a well preserved one, because I mean, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. You've got the village of Borodino. Well, it's basically it, isn't it? I mean, there's not really any. And as I say, I guess the road's probably been widened. I bet it's now like a motorway or something. But again, I've missed that blue patch between the straps there, so I'm clearly going to have to go back on all of these and check that I've done that. So that's fair enough. I mean, that's I think the Battle of Hastings is actually at Crowhurst. Oh, okay. The geography is more consistent to the description of events. Okay, I've not heard that that there's controversy about where that is, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all. You've got I mean, there's, I guess it's a hill in that general vicinity, isn't it? I'm pretty sure I went to Stamford Bridge once, and it's just like a stone by the river. But I might be making that up. But I'm pretty sure I did. Lutzen has pretty much not changed. Austerlitz, but then you have the likes of Dresden. Well, yeah, absolutely, yeah. In Europe, we always feel there'll be another battle there soon. So yeah, I suppose there is that. Yeah. Well, of course, was it Lutzen where Napoleon found out that the battle had begun as he was giving a battlefield tour from the 30 Years' War battle? I think that was Lutzen or Lutzen and Bautzen, or it might have been somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure it was Lutzen. And when you look at, when you're trying to look up the battle, there's like Lutzen 1650 or whatever it was. Yeah. And then Lutzen, in the Napoleonic era. Speaking of which, my brother and I are off to the Warlord Open Day. So hopefully we'll be getting an update on what's happening with the 1814 book. I can't really be as aggressive as I have been in the past about it, though, because with the passing of the fat bloke himself, Paul Sawyer, suddenly the Dresden book's not quite as important. But it has been a long time coming. And if not Dresden, then what? What's the other one they could bring out? I must also point out as well that I haven't been invited again. I've had to we've had to buy tickets. So anyone who says that I'm paid off by Warlord, I can assure you I'm not. I mean I'm open to be. Don't get me wrong. If they contact me, like they have Mordy and Glory, then fair enough. But no, unfortunately they haven't yet. And I'm not expecting them to anytime soon either. War monuments are interesting, but I love castles so very much. You guys are lucky there in the UK. Yeah, no, we are actually. In fact, I was looking today at I might do in the winter. So I'm thinking either sort of November or January, February time. I might do again either North Wales and the castles there, or the Northumbrian coast and the castles up there. Now, I quite want to go to Lindisfarne because I've never been, and I can't really remember. But I've been to Bamber Castle. I can't remember it very well though. I was quite young, I think. But then I was also quite young when I went to Carnarvon, Conway, and Harlock as well. So I quite fancy going back to those. So we'll see. We'll see. What would you suggest as the place to buy artillery? Victrix for the 3-for-1 and Portuguese infantry in Cazadore. Thinking about the 3rd Division. Yeah, I mean, completely Victrix for the artillery, 100%. Absolutely no problemo, no brainer. Go Victrix for the artillery. Yeah, I would highly recommend that you do that. Just get a hammer press. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then whenever anyone says anything, go, what a scoop! Yeah, absolutely. I should. Yeah. Would it have to be a bicorn hat though, with the press ticket stuck in it? Hedlingham Castle is very nice. I've not been there, so I've not been to Hedlingham. I don't think I have anyway. I quite want to go to Sandal Castle again, which is where Richard Duke of York, where his base was. Will I be reading Cornwall if I go to Lindisfarne? Yeah, you know what? I've just restarted The Winter King. I started it again last night. So yes, I will. What a trilogy! What a series! I absolutely love the Warlord Chronicles. The TV series we don't talk about, but so good, so good. Bodiam Castle, Warwick Castle are the elite of British castles to visit, in my opinion. I was pleasantly surprised by Windsor Castle as well, actually. My girlfriend wanted to go to Windsor Castle. I couldn't really work out why, to be honest. I still don't know why. But we went, and it was more castle-y than I was expecting. if that makes sense. Because here in Britain, so something for our foreign friends to bear in mind if they ever visit our country is not all our castles are castles. We've got so many castles. We got stuff that ain't castles that we call castles. So, for instance, High Cleary Castle isn't a castle; that's a stately home. So, I was expecting Windsor Castle to be more like Buckingham Palace or something like that. But no, it was an actual full-on castle. I was very impressed with it. And yeah, for me, Conway is the castle de jour, and you've got to love Bamber. Like looking at, I mean, there can't be a more dramatic looking castle than Bamber, surely. Imrahil, I like Welsh castles. I thought you might do. They're see. I mean, again, like German castles. So General Dan. This is the kind of lunatic that General Dan is. Okay, General Dan is a devoted family man. So he decided that he wanted to go to see the castles of Bavaria. Yeah, but being a devoted family man that he was like, well, I've got to take the wife and kids. So he and then he was like, well, the problem is taking all the wife and kids is they require so much stuff. I mean, people who've had kids will I'm sure appreciate just how much stuff kids require to the what do you call it, so the supply train required for kids is quite extensive. So he's like, well, so we can't really fly because it's going to be really expensive and we can't take all the stuff that we need. And if like the bag goes to the wrong place or whatever, it's going to be a huge nightmare. So this is the absolute mad lad packed his wife and 3 kids in a car and drove from Nottinghamshire to Bavaria and back again. I mean, quite how any of them survived, I have no idea. The man clearly has the patience of an actual saint. But yeah, so he's a big fan of Bavarian castles. Next time you see General Dan, ask him about his trip to Bavaria. I'm sure he'll regale you with tales. But yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. I think Bohemia was too far for him, so Bavaria got it instead. But yes, now the General Dan and family in the car. Good God. This is why we talk logistics. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. Aren't Bavarian castles just Disney castles built by insane nobles? Now I think that was the appeal for him. I think he loves himself a bit of Habsburg chin. I think General Dan just likes the absolute loons of history. Yes, he made the Prussians pay for it. Very good. Bamber looks like something out straight Game of Thrones. It absolutely does, doesn't it, Glenn? It looks like if you were to say to someone, invent a fancy castle, they would make Bamber. Absolutely, yeah. I also, when I was a kid, I really, really wanted to visit Crac de Chevalier in Syria, which is looking unlikely anytime soon. But Crac de Chevalier is on my list to visit as well. Shame Victrix out of Highlander flank companies. That is a shame because they, as I said before, those are my. I mean, if you were to get Highlander Centre companies and British infantry flank companies, you can. That's not too bad. I can scream matriculation, absolutely. Lee's Castle is not in West Yorkshire. No, it's down south somewhere, isn't it? Is it in Kent or something like that? Yeah. We also have normal medieval castles like Berghausen. See, I mean, you say it's a normal medieval castle. Berghausen. Come on, Berghaus. Use line bodies with flank hands. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I always recommend don't buy British flank companies and Highlander flank companies. Just use the spare arms from one to the other. You can also use the British. In fact, I would probably recommend you get the British flank company, because you can then use them as light infantry. So you could do a battalion of, I don't know, the King's Own, the Yorkshire Light Infantry, or the excuse me, sorry, I've got the hiccups, or the Durham Light Infantry, or something like that. So yeah, don't necessarily feel that you have to buy flank company, center company Highlanders, flank company Highlanders, center company Redcoats, flank company Redcoats. You don't necessarily need to do that. You can you get enough arms in one box to do quite a lot of figures. Was it Winterfell that was based loosely on Bamacast? I think it was. The books are slightly different. In the book, it's on like a spring. It's on like a hot spring, and the water flows in the walls. It's almost like insulation. So that's what keeps Winterfell warm, which I think is pretty cool, actually. But yeah, it certainly wouldn't surprise me. I think Martin back then he drew his inspiration from quite a lot of different places, which I think is to his credit. I think as he's got older and lazier, that he's not quite so good. Well, what time are we on? It's 6:45. The battery's holding up pretty well, actually. So touch wood, I think we're going to get all the way through to 7 o'clock. So that's good. The book, I agree, the books are better. Well, I mean, yeah, no, I agree, the books are better. But I mean, I did like the TV series until I didn't. I think halfway through season 5 was when the wheels started coming off for me. Stuff like the teleporting Varys and stuff like that was, and what they did with how they massacred my boy Tyrion. After he killed old Tywin, who Tywin for me was my favorite character. So after they killed off Tywin, it did go downhill rapidly for me. I remember a rule about an army's artillery composition, but I can't remember whether I'm dreaming or remembering. My battery's low. Could do with a key. I wanted to get back in the day, those youngsters in the audience won't remember this, but you used to have to pay for ringtones and like message alerts. And I really wanted, like, they've obviously long gone, but I wanted to get those of you who played Fable. There's a thing where it goes, your health is low. Do you have any potions or food? So I wanted to do that, but it said your battery is low. But that's not a facility on my phone, unfortunately. You well past Martin's way. Well, exactly. Yeah, I think that was the. But that said, he did sign off on what D&D came up with, so I actually blame him nearly as much as I blame them for dropping the ball. I mean, it's interesting. I saw a thread on Twitter recently, and it said, "What's the biggest series, film or show that's dropped off?" And someone was like, "Yeah, it's Game of Thrones. No questions asked." And it was like, "Okay, that's a bold statement." And he was like, "Look, it was pushing the culture. People were naming their kids after characters from it and stuff like that. I mean, it's still now bedrock of Croatian tourism, and then like bang, gone, nothing. No one talks about it anymore. I mean, you don't even hear people say, "Yeah, the early seasons were great. Watch the early seasons." Anymore, people just say, "It's not worth it. Don't worry about it," which is a real shame, because in addition to rereading The Winter King, I'm also rewatching Spartacus, the TV series, at the moment. Now, those of you who haven't seen the Spartacus TV series, you guys are absolutely missing out. It is without doubt one of the worst / best series ever made. It's so naff and corny, but so good. It really is the McDonald's. Well, it's not even McDonald's. It is the Burger King of TV. You know it's terrible for you, but you just can't. You just can't stop. I actually timed the first 9 minutes and 59 seconds of the first episode. We had gladiatorial death, we had war death, and we had jiggy jig, all in those 9 minutes. So I mean, you know, what more could you ask from a TV show about ancient Rome? I ask. And it also had Peter Menchur in it as well, who is the coolest man who has ever lived. My phone used to meow. It was actual cat meow and used to freak people. Yeah, I've heard it. But, oh, God, you're testing my pronunciation skills now. Breaking news, Perry's of... Oh, right, okay. Sales to US addresses will be suspended. Do they have a distributor in America, though, or not? I don't know. That one, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting one, that one. Berg Hokostovitz. Berg Hokostovitz. In Austria is amazing. They have armor for some giant man. Literally, oh, that's cool, man. It has 16k houses. Oh, right. Spartacus is right. Yes, John. Yes, it was. See you later, Michael. Nice to see you again, buddy. Personal favorite English TV series: Kidnapped and Dick Turpin. Okay, fair enough. Spartacus definitely not the one to watch with kids. No, absolutely not. No, I would not recommend. So good though, so good. But watching it again, I'm like, it's almost like sort of meeting up with old friends. So Batiatus and Crixus and stuff like this, which I completely forgot about. Oh, absolutely! I am legit loving it. Yeah, I completely forgot about Crixus. I can't remember what happens to him. So, and there's that sort of like little sleazy guy who I'd forgotten about him as well. I can't really remember what he does. I think he tries to take over the Ludus or something. But yeah, no, I'm super looking forward to watching it again. It's been long enough that I've forgotten 90% of what happens in it. So I just remember Doctore because Onomaeus is cool as balls. Definitely. Sorry. It's been, 15 years since the last mainline Game of Thrones book? George R.R. Martin has no one to blame but himself. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, Clive, it absolutely is that one. I see what you remembered about that series. To be fair, well worth remembering. I'm dreading the BBC drama coming out about William the Conqueror. Oh, you know what? I'm making a horrible mistake with the William the Conqueror one. I'm actually looking forward to it. Now, yes, I know. I've seen the casting, shall we say. One I can put up with. One ahistorical casting choice I can just about stomach. Because I can say, well, look, he came over with the Romans, and not with the Romans. He came over with the Varangians, or not the Ostrogoths. What do you call them? The Yoms Vikings, or something like that. I can justify one. Beyond that, though, we are going to have issues. I think. I only forgave the clearly Indian actress in Wolf Hall because she was absolutely banging. So she got a pass from me for that one. But yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see. The casting of Merlin in the Bernard Cornwell series, though, that was genuinely offensive because of what the character of Merlin is. He's a druid in the Bernard Cornwell books. So the druids were wiped out by the Romans in sort of the BCs. So for there to be a druid 6, 7, 800 years later is quite a thing. For him to be played by like a 25-year-old black guy was not the play in my opinion. And that, for me, I mean, given that he's arguably the main character of the Arthur trilogy, I don't think he is, but you could argue that he is, was just an absolute no-no for me. If I could put it with Trenches at Waterloo, I could put it with anything. I could put it with anything if Lucy Lawless is in it. Absolutely. I noticed the Strongest has stopped posting to the USA due to extra costs. But Simon did mention there's a store that sells rulebooks and other places. I would check out Brigade Games. They're a bit of a depot for stuff like that. They're a little bit like North Star is in the UK, for those of you who know that company. I don't think they carry Perry's, but it might be worth checking them out. As for plastic Perry's, I suspect you'll be able to get them from some places. The metals, you might struggle, I'm afraid. But to be honest, I think with the Perry's now, you could probably do. Let me see. The Perry's, you could probably do. Certainly the French. The British. Well, the only problem you can have is artillery. So what I would probably go for, in fact, I might do a video on this. I think also Etsy and Piano Miniatures is going to be your friend. If you're wanting Perry's, I suspect there'll be distributors in America for the plastics. For the stuff you can't get in plastic, like artillery, you might want to look at Etsy, something like that. So, by the way, the Discord, yes, okay, Amory Hill. God. Yes. I know. In my defense, I've been very busy at work, but that is no real defense. I know. I should jump back on it. I'm actually off work while I'm dealing with this other stuff. So hopefully I'll have more time to jump onto it then. In fact, not hopefully, I will make the effort to jump on it then. So Victrix does do British artillery in plastic. I don't know how easy it is to get hold of Victrix in America. That's the only caveat I've got to that. If they're still shipping there, or if there's a distributor there. Brigade Games, I'd be surprised if they don't distribute there, because they make some stuff that used to be made by Victrix. Stuff like the Marine upgrade pack, and there's a couple of command packs they do that used to be Victrix. I also think they do Russian artillery that Victrix used to make in metal as well. Favorite historical drama is definitely Xenia Princess for the History. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know what, mate? I'm absolutely there with you. No shame here, brother. Hello, Ratel. I am keeping very well, thank you. I think I'm misremembering a rule box existing which you has 6. How many 6-pounders for every 9-pounders you need? I'm not sure about that one. Maybe. I mean, that might have been something I came across when researching. I don't remember that off the top of my head. If someone else knows and can help gruesome out, then please do. Noble Knights, of course, that's another one as well. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I used to listen to the D6 Generation back in the day, and I'm trying to think of who their sponsors were. Battle Foam was one of the big ones. I don't think they sell Perry's. The War Stall, maybe. I don't know about that one. But yes, no. Again, if you're in America, I honestly think Etsy and these sort of distributors would be the way to go. I would suggest as well I know this is not really fantastic advice, I'm afraid, but if you are looking at picking up some plastic Perrys and you find somewhere selling them, I would probably get them sooner rather than later. Somewhere else you could look at as well would be Wayland Games. They, I believe, do international shipping. Or failing that, Firestorm or Element Games. Firestorm Games, Element Games, I also believe they do international shipping as well. Price-wise, I've got no idea. You'd have to look for yourselves, I'm afraid. But yeah, I think particularly with tariffs. So I saw someone mention tariffs. Yeah, Rattel. I agree. I think 3D printing is now the future more than it ever has been for wargaming, particularly for Napoleonics, just because of the volume. You can get some. I mean, even something like the epic scale, you can get files for that now. And if you want volume Napoleonics, then a 3D printer, can pay for itself in very little time. But obviously, if you haven't got the ability to have one, if you've not got the room or the ventilation and stuff like that, and I also hear in America particularly, it can be quite difficult to get 3D printers to work because of the temperatures and the weather and things like that you guys have over there. We have fairly constant temperatures here, so it's not too bad. But I know particularly places like the Midwest and things like that, they can have quite big swings. So for shipping, it could be a get together and have gaming with friends. I mean, that's obviously the best way of doing it. Yeah, I mean, now the Perrys have stopped shipping at all. That's not great. But if you can get something like Wayland Games who can ship internationally, then yeah, you might want to go. Let's see what it says about. I'm just on Wayland Games now. I am going to have to shoot off shortly. What's their shipping policy? Let's have a look. So they do ship to the rest of the world. And it says, like, fill it out and see what they say. So let's go for the Perrys then. This is fascinating TV. I'm aware. Sorry. Let's go Perry miniatures. If Wayland even do Perrys, actually. Perry, they used to. Perry miniatures. No, it looks like it's all out of stock, which means they can't reorder it. Right, so Wayland's no good. Element Games. Let's check them. Not really, Draki. You missed me absolutely destroying some scenery that I started, but apart from that, not really. Painting some straps was the most of it. Let's have a look. Element Games, Perry's. I'm not sure they do either, to be honest. No. All right, Firestorm. Let's try Firestorm Games. And if these don't, then we're looking at Zatu. That's my only, and I don't think they do it either. But Zatu will be my the final choice. Not because I don't like Zatu. I do like them a lot. But I don't think they do the Perrys. Let's have a look. Perry miniatures, right. I'm on Firestorm Games. Let's see. Right, so it looks like they do. So let's look at what's going to be a thing. Let's have 2 units of heavy cavalry. So that's a couple of units of Krasiers. Let's have a unit of French line, because they've got one of them in stock. They got no Brits in stock. Let's look at where are the Austrians? They've got 1 Austrian. Well, they've got 2. Well, we've got 2 lots of. Right, they got 4 lots of Prussian and Russian dragoons. So let's add them. let's make it a decent size order. There's no point in just like seeing how much it costs to ship one box. So that's 7 boxes then. Let's see how much it would be. If this goes through, man, I'm going to be screwed. Check out. Right, let's change the shipping address to add new address. Well, it's not letting me do that. I'm afraid, guys, you're gonna have to check your own. Delivery for. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on a minute. This time, we do not ship to certain countries due to a large number of missing parcels or high costs. These include Russia, Ukraine, or South America. So you can still get delivery to North America, but not to South America. So that's something. So Firestorm Games might be a go-to. Let me quickly check Brigade Games. Brigade Games. I don't mean Brigade Games, do I? Do I mean Brigade Games? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I do mean Brigade Games. Let's see. So they've got Morawski miniatures, so you can pick those up from them. Let's see. Napoleonic British. I think they've only got their own range for that one. West Wind, Wind Era. Perry miniatures, right, there we are. Let's have a look. Right, so no, Brigade Games have only got the scenery that the Perrys do. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Noble Knight Games, someone mentioned, didn't they? Noble Knight. We're just looking up American distributors of Perry miniatures at the moment. For those of you who have just joined, because Perrys have said they're no longer shipping to the United States. So let's have a look. Let's have a look, as they say. Perry miniatures. They've got Trivial Pursuit Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's $2 off. And it looks like it's not playing ball, I'm afraid. So, oh yeah, no, that's my favorite part as well. That's the other thing, David. Yeah, you also would be probably one of the furthest traveled players as well, so you get a prize for that as well. But yes, I think ultimately we are going to have to to see if there's any distributors or anything. Noble Knight Games website does not like me very much. But yeah, I'm gonna have to leave it there, I'm afraid, guys. Sorry for leaving it on such a weird note, but yeah, that is not good news. But we've got quite a bit done today. The grounds that I was doing on my graveyard has dried a little bit, so it's not too bad. I can probably dry brush over that, to be honest. But yeah, so thank you for joining me. As I said, there's not going to be one next week, so apologies for that. Or the week after. So we'll be back the first we'll be back the first Wednesday of September, which is Wednesday the 3rd. Back to term time, and then we'll be back for the first video of the autumn campaign season. Will be on Sunday the 7th. I agree, Luke. I think it's going to look all right, mate. It's I'm not too sad about it, to be honest. But thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in a few weeks. And hopefully by then I might even have painted the facings on these blues and royals. You never know. But thank you very much, guys. I'll see you later. Cheers.